teachable moment for today is on the Cow Dog. The Cow Dog is a 1987 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive Suburban that left Flint, Michigan with a 6.2 liter diesel. When I got the truck, the 6.2 was just sitting in there, really sitting, no bolts holding on, not bolt the transmission, they're just sitting together. And it now has a GEP 6500 optimizer in it. Runs great. Trouble is, this is springtime. This winter I had a lot of trouble getting it started when it's cold. Normally the 6.2 diesels, you turn the key on, glow plug controller lets them glow for 8 to 15 seconds or so, and it fires right up right away. Even double cycling the glow plugs, I still had trouble starting, and if it did start, it would crank for 5 or 10 seconds, and I still get this huge cloud of white smoke. So I add a controller, actually this solenoid right here, to give myself a momentary push button so I can hold it down. I count. When it's 70 degrees, I count to 12. 60 degrees, I count to 16 or so. Below 30 degrees, I was counting 25, 30 seconds. It would start within a second or two, but I still got the big cloud of white smoke. I gotta change glow plugs. On this side, that's not so bad. There's one right there. Another one right there. Right there, and then back there. That's easy. In fact, I actually changed these out, just this side out. And it worked for a day or two. But my load on the alternator once I started, and my starting got bad again. So my trouble is, you have to change all 8. I changed 4. It didn't work. I didn't change these over here because, well, they are very difficult to get to. You can kind of see. There's one right there. One right there. Back there and back there. Trouble is, I have to remove the turbo downpipe to get to these glow plugs. The front, number 2 and number 4, I have done from the top, but it takes hours. It's very frustrating. I have to use huge long forceps, medical forceps, to hold the glow plug and turn it about a 1/16 of a turn and redo. It just takes on forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under the truck, remove as much of the exhaust as I need to get the downpipe just hanging by itself, unbolt it from the turbo, remove the downpipe. Then we're going to remove this aluminum insulation, go ahead and use motorcycle exhaust wrap so I can reduce underhood temps a little bit. Change the glow plugs, check the glow plug wiring, because I think the number 8, the fusible link wiring might be burned a little bit. And then put it all back together again. 45 minutes later, the downpipe is off. You really can't see it down there. But there's nothing behind the turbo. All the glow plugs are out. Turbo blanket's off. Here is the downpipe, which had wrapping on it. From here back to there, I'm going to, had the aluminum insulation, that stuff right there, on it. And I'm going to wrap it with exhaust wrap in a few minutes. But, glow plugs. Thankfully, all 8 of them came out. I was really worried about them not, one of them swelling up on me. Those that don't know, glow plugs. This is a glow plug. Power hits there, this is the ground, it heats up there. I had these arranged, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the ones I hadn't changed because they're almost impossible to get to without pulling everything apart. I spent 45 minutes doing it, and I'm planning on dedicating the whole day. So here's how to test a glow plug. Brand new, AC Delco 60G glow plug. The good thing about these, well, there's good and bad. The bad thing is they are slower to heat up. So the stock manual glow plug controller built for a non-regulated glow plug will glow for, say, 8 seconds. Well, the old 9G and 11G glow plugs, up until 1994, that GM offered, they would heat up super quick in that time. You fire right up. When the computer controls came out with the 95 and newer trucks, they also went to the 60G glow plugs. The 60Gs, these ones, well, they're all 60Gs, are self-regulating. They are slower to heat up. They do not get as hot total, but you put power to it, they will slowly heat up to what their internal maximum temperature is, then they'll turn off, and they'll turn on again, off and on, self-regulating. That way, the tip doesn't swell up like some other brands do and other models, and the tip doesn't break off, which will destroy your engine. So the price of having non-swelling and not working as good glow plugs is I have to glow longer. Anyway, here's how you test them. Regular old voltmeter, volt ohm amp meter, and I have it set to 200 ohms. Put it together, it goes to 0.5, 0.4, 0.3. It's going to work its way down to 0. All right. Negative, positive. Doesn't really matter. 1 ohm, around that. That's a brand new, I just put out of the box while the video's going. Nothing. Number 2 was bad. Nothing. Number 4 was bad. Nothing. Number 6 was bad. Ooh. Number 8 was working. Number 1 was good. So these ones, these 3 here were bad. The ones I hadn't changed. All right, that one's still good. That one's still good. All right. I had 5 of 8 working. But that's how you test them. You can test them on the engine, but since I was going to replace all 8 at the same time, I went ahead and pulled them all out, tested them here. That's how you test the glow plugs. Now, the glow plug wires going from the engine to the glow plug has a connector like this on it, but the actual wire is a fusible link. I bought this from a CarQuest store. It looks like just thick wire, but it's actually a fusible link. This is made to burn up when it gets so much resistance on it. It will fault. I'm going to check, you can't see it on the video because it's way back behind the air conditioner evaporator. I'm going to check the resistance of my wires, make sure they're all working, but I know the number 8 wire, the one that had the good glow plug, that wire was raw. It was just bare insulation. It was up against the exhaust manifold. So probably this whole half of the engine wasn't glowing. This half was not. Anyway, I'm going to replace the fusible link, put 8 glow plugs in, and we'll get back to wrapping the exhaust in a few minutes. Exhaust wrapping. I looked and searched for videos of one, should I wrap a downpipe? Should I wrap the crossover pipe between the 2 banks of the V8? There's all kind of videos out there. Mostly motorcycle shops saying, oh, you got to make this spotless. You got to clean it for 3 days and let it dry for a night. Then you soak this in water and blah, blah, blah. The manufacturers have their own suggestions. And nothing's the same. Several months ago, I bought a set of the exhaust wrap heat insulating off of Amazon, and I put it on my crossover pipe. I pulled the crossover pipe off the cow dog, wrapped it. I have had 1,000, 1,100 degree exhaust for a good bit of time. Most time I'm down the highway between 600 and 900 degrees, pulling a trailer especially over 900 degrees. And I'm going to say 4,000 or 5,000 miles later, that wrapping looks great. I didn't clean, I didn't soak in water, I put it on dry, and I put it on. So that's what I'm going to do here. I need a razor blade. And so my downpipe had and a scissors. My downpipe had the aluminum insulation, and it was very bulky. It only covered a half to 3/4 of the pipe, and I was getting a lot of heat under the hood. Come on, cut. Well, that makes it easy. Huh. Okay. A lot of heat under the hood. It was a pain to work around. I couldn't get to my glow plug wires. So, after watching several videos, I folded under once. I'm going to put it about here. Tighten that up a little bit. Make a wrap. Real tight right there. Come on, stay on here. I'm going to go around. Overlapping a little bit. Now, since this is my first one, I need to tie it off. I want it about like that. These little zip ties for exhaust wrap are kind of cool. You just slide them in. Slide them in. Put the special little tool with a slot in it on there. Give it some twist. Put a little 1/4 inch socket on here, driver on here, ratchet, and you tighten. And that's it. It's that simple. You just wrap. Now you need to have more on here so it won't spin, because I didn't get that ratchet tie as tight as I could have. I might do it again. I'm going halfway. Halfway overlap, because we have some curves in here. And we don't want to twist it. I'll go ahead and plan this out. Get quite a few wraps on here. Because once you get so far, you can really snug it down good. So we're doing here, get that tight. And this one tight. That's really all you gotta do. This is much better looking, much smaller. I think it's a better heat insulation, especially since my air conditioner is right on top of this thing, my evaporator. So I should have better AC performance in the summer when pulling a heavy load. I'm just moving right along here. I'm doing around 50%. Now we're at the back of the engine. It finally straightens out. I don't want to get too close to my junction with the next pipe, so I'm going to do a double. like that. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try twisting it tighter. So I got a little bit of a turn there. Do it again. That's about what I wanted. Leave some extra. Maybe the scissors will cut it this time. Hey, they are cutting it. Kind of. There we go. Scissors cut. Fold that under. Put it there. Go to the zip tie. I dang it, stay tight. Gotta stay tight. Zip tie on. Make sure this thing is tight. Get a special little tool on here. It just pulls it tight. There it is. One wrap down pipe. That's it. I'm gonna go put it on the truck now. Here we are 3 hours since I started, and the down pipe is back on. You can see it's in there wrapped. Glow plugs are redone. The exhaust is put all back together. My turbo wrap is back on. My intake ducting is on. The glow plugs on this side have been changed. So now I need to start it. So let's just see what happens. I'm not going to do an extra glow. I'm just going to let the glow timer, the factory one, it is 74 degrees out, glowing. Perfect. And it's when the afterglow hits, it's pulling 2 volts. It's hitting hard. You can probably hear that. Oh, one more time. Perfect. The afterglow is hitting. The thing started up. No double cycle. Successful. Doesn't seem to be any leaks. Regular old 6-2. No leaks, no smoke. All right. Successful repair.